Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome! So here we are again, once more, onto the breach. Now, it's not going to be that long before we actually finish the term, which is going to be great. I am going to make the decision, I mean, it's one of these things. We really lack much in the way of intelligence as to the possible location. I mean, it's like we are fairly certain of the American carriers here, at least we do have some general indication that they might be present. Now, I'm a little bit... I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards having the Awata Maru and the Aikoko Maru leave Midway Island with the 2,000 troops aboard here, 2,460 troops aboard here. Hello there, ICT. How you doing, my friends? Yeah, to actually get them the hell out of Dodge. I mean, what we're doing at the moment is really... there's not much left of the regiment here. It's mostly their support and not even really much of their guns, just mostly support. So, I don't know. It's one of these things of, do we wait a day... to pick them up, but what worries me and what really does concern me is the fact of the amount of detection over here. That is what worries me. Very, very much. We aren't aware of anything around us, though we do know there are going to be submarines here. We don't have a huge amount in range. We can definitely make it back to the Marsh Islands or to Wake at the very least, but it isn't a particularly welcome situation right here. So, it's one of these. We'll take a look and see what is looking over Midway. I'm only getting 360 okay, P resolution. Is there a problem on my end or XCRGs? I don't know about that one. I mean, it should be streaming fine. I can't say... really anything about that. I'm not entirely sure. It should be fine. A little bit confused. I'm not that technical. But hello there, David. I hope you're doing well. Well, besides that. Hello there, Tim. How you doing, my friend? How's your day? Well, it's been a very interesting one in terms of UK politics. I mean, it might be one of the only times I've ever actually considered going out on the streets and protesting, but hey, we'll see. We'll see how bad things go. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do here then is, I mean this is it, we'll take a look at the operations report then. I need to find any reports that lead into Midway. That's what we need to find out the information in regards to. What is the task force number here? So the task force number is 353. So 353. I'm seeing 304, 292, 294, 311, but I'm not saying 353. Oh, that's awesome. It might be just due to the fact that the streams are just getting started, so probably a YouTube thing. Seems about right. Okay, I'm still looking for 353. Allied float plane sighted over Canton Island. Yeah, plenty of submarines around here. Okay, that squadron's converted there. You've taken replacements, okay. We do have a report here of Java, reportedly being stuck near Mersing on the 12th of December, but I don't know how I feel about that one. Okay, this is a unit I need to take a look at. Yeah, so I can't see any report of, right, okay, Midway Island or Task Force 353, well, sees aircraft. But they do have some pretty good detection rating over us, so we have been detected. It might have been in the previous turn, to be fair. The weather here is overcast at the moment. What can we expect in the weather report? Okay, so we're looking at clear skies in the future, clear skies, which is fantastic for us over here. Of course, partly cloudy down here. I don't know, it's one of these things. It kind of favours him to a degree, kind of will favour us. Ideally, the partly cloudy conditions will allow us to actually slip out of a detection. I mean, the thing is, he is going to have information on Kiributai, but the thing is, will he be able to keep sight of Kiributai, and let alone the other ships that he does not have sight on? So ideally, he loses sight of them and we can actually move on. But yeah, clear skies over here, overcast over here. The weather over here has not been great to us. There's a large amount of moonlight here, so that will make it far easier for his submarines to hunt us. I think what we need to do is, if we do leave Midway, is we might have to consider... See, this regiment could be very useful in actually taking control of the Aleutian Isles. Like, for example, I could actually have them head more towards Dutch Harbour, but obviously I'm not going to go off half-cocked like that. Hello there, Daniel. How are you doing there, my friend? Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, obviously, we'll have them move at least towards Wake. I mean, obviously, Wake is the closest island and the one where we can actually have some support there. So that's 26 hexes. 38 there. It is about 38 hexes actually to KYJ. I do need the troops down here, really, in Marsh Islands and then down to the South Pacific. But we do need to get them the hell out of here. I mean, the issue is we do have to run quite the gambit to get out. We do have 24 maneuverability, which is not a huge amount. Doesn't seem as if we actually have... Yeah, okay, so the Ikoko Maru has far more anti-air. She also has more maneuver. She's just in general better armed as well, which is quite good to see. I mean, the good news is at least we do have some aircraft, so they're going to be coming, come in extremely handy. Indeed. Okay. Hello there, Iconoclast, how you doing, my friend? Hello from LAX. On my way to start my year in Japan, or because of this awesome stream? I mean, that's pretty awesome, dude. I do hope you have a really good time, man. I'm pretty jealous. I'd like to go and see Yokohama or Yokosuka, really. Obviously, both of them, and obviously Tokyo as well. I'd like to go see them one day. That would be amazing. But, hey, we'll have to see how things go, right? I mean, it would be nice, actually, you know, to actually take a camera and actually go ahead and do some, like, sort of videos out of that. That'd be pretty cool. Right. So, I'm going to say we'll take them now. I just think it's too much of a risk. I mean, it is and isn't. I'm really just... I don't know. It's one of these things of, if they do come and knock in here, and I have no way to defend myself. So I'm going to say, yeah, we'll get them moving now. We can always come back in the future to actually pick up the remainder troops. And, yeah, once we're more or less aware of what's going on in this situation. But again, it's one of these things of, if we leave port now, well, we might never actually get a chance to come back to Midway to pick up the remaining part of a unit. Hello there, Goodman. My day's not too bad. As I said earlier, the UK politics has been rather intriguing, so we kind of keeping up with that one for the most part. I did come back from a gym session earlier on. I do go with my mother, actually, which is kind of fun. It's nice, actually. It's nice little... well, it's nice to have a close relationship with her, like. So, yeah, that was incredibly tiring. Bloody... Oh, God, I hate exercise so goddamn much. I don't think anybody really enjoys it. I really don't believe them. Okay, so we're planned for Tulagi. No plan in there. See, I'd love to know what we have present at Rabaul. We do have an option here that I could potentially launch a airstrike against Rabaul, but the thing is I don't really have any information in regards to Rabaul. So it's a case of, it's better to wait at least a day here, so I can actually fly an aircraft out here. Or have something to try and run reconnaissance. And do you like to microwave your oranges or not? I like to do it to the Moroccan ones. I can safely say I've never been asked that question in my life, but that's something I've really never ever considered, so I don't know. I'm going to say I've never microwaved an orange. I don't know if that's like a big revelation in my life or not now. I have to think about that one. It's an interesting question. I'll give you that one. Okay. So we do have the two... well, we have the G4 squadron. We have the G3M2 squadron here. We could run some reconnaissance over Rabal, but the thing is, obviously, I was going to announce the presence here. I don't know if he has any information about Truck, and obviously I'd rather him have less. But what I'm going to do here then is we'll run the G4M1s actually. We'll run them ASW. The reason for that is obviously they have the greater range. ASW patrols obviously does reduce that dramatically. So we'll have 30% of them actually run ASW at about 100 feet then obviously. That's going to be good. When are you going to be in 1942? We're going to be in 1942 on the next turn, actually. So it's December 1st, December 31st, 1941, so yep. We've passed Christmas Day, and we are looking towards the new year here. Okay. So you're on your way towards Noumea, ASAP, which is good news. If needs be, we could always have them stop over at, like, Tulagi, or something like that, or one of these other islands, on the way down there. Okay. So we are having all of the amphibious landings really head towards Noumea. What we're going to do, well, the reason for that obviously is we don't know what sort of resistance we can face over here. I mean, this is jungle rough terrain, so it's going to be even worse. It's like a times 3 defensive bonus for the defenders here. So it's going to be an interesting one at the very least. I'm still somewhat wondering, is it worth it to like burn a turn's worth of full speed? I mean, if I was to take a look there, let's see. We'd actually been within range to use reconnaissance, but it's not worth it, is it? It's really not worth it. We can wait. At the end of the day, we are closer to our actual transports, which is obviously what we need. Why don't you use Twitch to stream? The reason why I use YouTube is really because obviously this is where the majority of my audience is. This is where the majority of people know where they can actually find me. Then the fact of when I stream here, it just already uploads it. I mean, I know it can do that on Twitch. It's just one of these things. And the reason why I use YouTube over Twitch is just the fact that people know me here more than they do on Twitch. So if it changed, I'd use Twitch instead. Just make sure our plan is to hit him simultaneously with subs and harbours around Fiji, then push the carriers close to Noumea to take control of that island. Well, the thing is, if we go for a strategy like that, in regard to actually a sub raid on the port here, it's one of these. I only went for it at Bago because I didn't imagine he would have much in the way of ships. He'll have actual warships out here. He did have the single warship out here, and we did take some damage, so we do need to be very careful. I'm only going to really attempt this in the future once we have midget submarines, basically things that are expendable. Not so much the actual major warships. Okay, so we do have a little bit of supply out here, which is good news. Obviously, Canton Island has been heavily damaged over the course of the past few weeks. We will be flying some supplies out of Baker Island to keep them from starving. Okay. The good news is, well, these guys are pretty low in fuel. Bloody hell. Doing a weird accent. Yeah, so they're pretty low in fuel. We'll be able to pick up some additional fuel here at Tanawa, at least, and probably from some of these transports. I'm glad that we didn't use full speed there, otherwise we would have had no fuel remaining. Why don't you move closer to Noumea to use your defreeze? Well, the thing is, we are going to be moving closer to Noumea. We can only move a turn at a time anyhow, so we are going to move to this position to begin with, as obviously we can only move 4 hexes. These guys already have their destination in mind. The thing is, it's like, this is the best shot we'll have at this. And the thing is, it's like, speed is obviously of the essence, but the thing is as well, we can't get cocky. Once we have information, then we can make assessed risks. Basically, have a look at the situation and then really make a calculated risk based on that assessment. Otherwise, I don't think it's really worthwhile, and it's a little bit too dangerous. Okay, so these guys are going to have a little bit of time to rest here. Of course, we do have the rest of the unit moving up to join them. The Sasibo, okay, they're not moving. They do need to actually rest as they are pretty fatigued. These guys are as well, to be honest. There's no actual aircraft here. Though we are building up the airfield. We'll tell them to stop, actually. We'll tell them to stop for the time being, have them go into rest and training. Okay. The armor's still unloading, annoyingly. Okay. Still unloading over here. They will be done next turn, so that's fantastic. And then we'll be able to unload the armor of the Sith's tank regiment. Though they're kind of useless at this point, but that'd be fine. We can always use them to try and batter away at Clark if it doesn't fall pretty soon. I don't know, depending on the situation, we might push on to Bataan, but that really does depend. There's a lot of troops here. And do you ever stuff onions with cheese? You know, I've never tried that, but that does sound really nice, actually. I've seen it. I really do like onions. I'm a big fan of onions. I just think they're so versatile. You can put them in so many things. It's amazing. Okay. We do need to find our... Okay. Amphibious, yep, Yokosuka is over here, ready to move. We do have the fleet over here, the third fleet. Yep, loading has been completed there. You shouldn't damage your ships and burn too much fuel by moving at full speed. Yeah, I know, right? It's one of these things, I'd love to do it, but we don't have that capability right now. In the future, once we're operating closer to our bases and only making short jumps, really, it's more so a tactical maneuver than a long-term one. Really need to use it in that sort of way. But we're not going to go off half gold. Now, I do have the 3rd Fleet Command over here. Yeah, 3rd Fleet Headquarters, or is it the 3rd? Yeah, 3rd Fleet Headquarters. I do need to move them over to Hong Kong. I do need to gather an escort for them, however. Which we are lacking. I do have a sub-chaser over here. I'll put you in there. Excuse me. I just had to sneeze there. How much do you think that he has reinforcements or has a plan to counter your offensive? I mean, this is it. I'm going to imagine he probably has something in the way of reinforcements at this point. He's known about my intentions. He's known about my activity in the area for some time now. As far as it goes to some kind of, like, counterattack, and it's hard to say, really. I mean, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the thing is, if we run things well, it won't matter, as we'll be able to overwhelm him in just force, really. Do you like Japanese food? I heard it's poisonous and has MSGs. I don't know, I suppose when you actually say, like, Japanese food, you mean, like, food that is actually from Japan? Because I've never actually been to Japan, so I can't really answer that question honestly and say, yeah, I mean, I do like Japanese culinary. I admire their food preparation, their recipes. I like Japanese food. I've never tried food from Japan, though. Get some interesting questions today. Yeah, we'll put them in repair. Really what we're going to do here is aim to spend something around a week in this area. And then what we are going to do is have Kitabutai head towards truck. And just for the preliminary repairs for the most part, obviously refuel, get the replacement A6720s from over here. But then, should they need further repair, it's going to be an interesting one, but ideally they won't need further repair, as ideally we will not take any damage. Which is obviously the way we want to run things. Okay. Oh, right, okay. I mean, I've been to, like, Wagamama's, I've been to, like, various, like, Asian restaurants that do like Japanese culinary. Well, just basically Japanese cooking. And, yeah, seems fine. Can't say I've ever had any issues. I just can't say. Yeah, exactly. Eat at good restaurants and eat good food and you'll be fine, pretty much. It's kind of like the story of, like, any kind of food, really, with that one. I do like my Thai cooking. I've been, making a few Thai recipes. I've made, a Thai green, a Thai red, a Thai yellow. A yellow Thai curry is actually really quite nice. I really quite like a Thai yellow curry. The reason why I like that one is it's really super simple, actually. Really simple. I mean, the actual sauce itself is one of those things where it's kind of a pain in the ass, but to be honest, it's not too expensive just to order online, and then you get a couple bloody, like, jars of it to use, which is always really handy. Okay. Right, they're on their way back to Shanghai. Hello there, James. Right, local minesweeping. Now, I do have my minesweeping force over here at Hong Kong. We have the ACM, so my mine lane tender over here, so Lay mines. Your home port is Hong Kong now. Fantastic. So you're going to mine the port of Hong Kong. So we already have 25 mines here so far. And we'll build that up. So you can see that we are building up the fortifications. We're building up the airfield as well. We already have a very large port here. We do have 64 engineers and 4 engineer vehicles, which is very good. Okay. Your train at the moment, it seems the vast majority of them are in for maintenance. Okay, Coke. In fairness, I'll just throw some pilots in here. I can imagine major problems now, having a heart attack as I mess with all this. Okay. What are we looking at here in terms of, yeah. So it's a mixed bag, really. They're pretty slow. And they will be needed, actually, when it comes down here to Manila. I'd need them to actually demine Manila to make it really usable. At least make the port usable. I mean, there is a potential usage for them off the coast of Singapore, really. Like, use them. I mean, obviously, a couple of them would end up being destroyed, probably by mines or even, like, aircraft or, obviously, surface forces. But we are going to need them in the future to really demine the area, which is obviously going to be essential if we're going to use Singapore. So it might be better just to hold off for the time being then, just so we can actually make full use of it. Well, full use of them, with the least amount of risk, probably would be the wisest. Will you ever play a Roblox strategy game? I'm going to say probably not. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm probably not going to play some Roblox. Interesting question, Mo. Interesting question. Okay, these are, I mean, like, you guys have, like, a list of things you've always wanted to ask. That's getting interesting. Okay, so going back over to truck. So we're running one squadron on ASW duties. I might run the G3s. I mean, the distance from truck to Rabaul is about 17 hectares, which is not bad, actually. Is it? Am I actually looking at truck here? Is this distance from truck? 17. Okay, that's actually very good. 19 hectares here. We actually have range then with the G4M1s to about here, which is very nice. These G4M1s are going to come in extremely handy in the future. Very, very handy. Australia is in the game, yes. So we can see obviously there is Australia here. There's of course New Zealand down here as well. And of course India. We can see parts of, well, apparently Italian East Africa over here, so like, it's interesting. And then just yeah, the Mediterranean leading up over here. Canada, the USA, of course. Russia. Then obviously China. Now China's going to be the major one here where we do have to take a look. But for the most part, there's not a huge amount for us to actually do right now. And what I'm doing here is loading some supplies. I'm going to be able to send some additional supplies down here, actually. Which is a reason why I'm sending the heavy cruiser, two light cruisers, Vinakana and Story, alongside the Ashigara, with these destroyers here to go ahead and pick up some actual supply here from Saigon. That would head down here. Okay. No, this is Australia. I mean, it's definitely Australia. I suppose you could say it's part of the Commonwealth. Right. Then obviously heading back. Now, I am carrying some supply over here. It might be worth my time to actually have one of them head down this way. The other thing is, these guys are actually worth quite a bit to me. We'll have them continue for the time being. These float planes, let's see, yep. Make sure they're all out there, which they appear to be. Yes, they are. Fantastic. I think the Maya is actually ready for combat now. There she is. Oh, no, no. I must have been thinking of another ship. I mean, Africa's slightly in the game. It's obviously focused on the Pacific War. Okay, so about 14 days until she's ready. not all major damage can be repaired. So what we'll have to do here then is obviously have her shifted over to Hong Kong for proper repairs. And then we'll take her. I'm looking forward to this upgrade here in December 1943. That's going to be the big one. And there is one in 1943 which gives us the Type 21 radar. This also gives us the Type 22 radar. But look at the difference there in terms of the AA capabilities. Like you can see here at the moment, currently 222, then it goes to 288, and then up to 1032, and then 1230 AA. Which is extremely impressive, I'm gonna say. Ideally, we need to try and preserve as many heavy ships as possible. It's a shame about the loss of Battleship Haruna, but we'll make up for that in the future. Now, you are here. What I'm going to tell you to do is actually go on to rest and train here. Is Canada in the game? Yeah, Canada's in the game. Okay, so we're running our patrols over here at Batavia and Java in general. There more than likely is going to be some ships down here. Now, it's hard to say really how we want to run the patrols out here by Java. I'm going to say probably on this side of Java. Will you invade Australia? I mean, it depends really on how successful we are. It's a big, big undertaking, really. Oh yeah, the Imperial Japanese Navy AA guns do very much suck. They're never pretty fantastic, but yeah, at least we'll have more of them. Should be nice. I mean, yeah, I guess we can just try and run patrols out here. Try and control access to the straits as much as possible. In the end, it might be just worth more just to actually pose a threat. Than to really be able to have a credible one. Because obviously, at the end of the day, he's patrolling the area, so we do need to take that into account. But we are pretty able to run patrols here without much interference. There we go. Yep, Malaya's here, and Singapore. Oh, you're talking about actually hitting them in terms of AA. Well, we know roughly how the AA is. It's not it's not terribly effective. It is effective, but it's not amazing. It's not going to shoot us down immediately. Yep, you do have kamikaze planes later in the war, and of course we do have specifically designed kamikaze platforms that will come at a later date. Okay, so we do have additional cargo ships over here that I do need to take a look at. I mean, some of these are actually troop transports as well. We do have a tanker over here. Speed, yeah, you're actually pretty good there. Supreme, yeah, the first crocodile. I need to make use of these bad boys. I do need to actually bring out the majority of ships out here. See, Singora has a couple aircraft, not many really. Like, I've got these K-27s out here, they're really not doing anything for me. What's the size of the airfield at Bangkok? Size 5. If you were to upgrade, for example, could you? I just want to see if you could, actually. So you can't upgrade here. Okay, so disallow the upgrades. Thailand is here. I'll put it this way, Supreme. Basically, you have China in the game, you have the Soviet Union, you obviously have the British Empire, obviously the Raj here. You do have Thailand, which is obviously under Japanese control. Vietnam, obviously under Japanese control. Basically, Japan has control of Indochina. You have the Dutch, you have some small French elements, you have the Australians, you have the New Zealanders, you have the US, you have also the Japanese, and don't think I missed anybody. I might have missed somebody, but yeah. That's pretty much the actual players in the game. Just to make it a little bit easier. Right. Right, we are closing it over here. Okay, Okay, they're stopping here for the time being. These engineers will move forward once we're ready. The artillery. Hello there, Judy. How you doing, my friend? Okay, obviously you need to move here. Can't have you in rest and training. Yeah, this game's really awesome. It's one of the most, I'd say it's definitely one of the most complex war games out there, and it's so very rewarding when you actually do learn how to play. So fantastically rewarding. Okay, so Judy, we do have some very interesting little operations. We are only a few days out now from hitting New Caledonia. We have had some success down here. We did actually sink a pretty nice transport ship of the Americans. We are just really moving in. We do have submarines actually off the coast of New Zealand, so we can see that there is a force moving in here. Supposedly a battleship, but also we do reckon that was a heavy cruiser. We do have an idea of really what's kind of at Auckland. The major thing... Sorry. The major revelation is that the American carriers, or at least a American carrier, might actually be over here at Pearl Harbor. So we are actually trying to prepare for that potential scenario should it actually come about, because obviously that's going to be the make or break one. Right. Yeah, everybody versus Japan in a nutshell. Pretty much. I'm still really uncertain on this one. Alright, that's awesome, dude. No, don't worry about it. Feel free to ask any questions you like. Okay, what I'm going to say here is perhaps it's worth it to be alive rather than sorry. How many men are you carrying? Okay. Indeed. We are making some success in China as well. For example, we have taken control of Juxian. We do have a division over here, the 22nd of Wuchao. We do have the 116th as well as the 39th Division on their way south as well, which is going to be great. It'll take them a little while to arrive, which will be good. But once they arrive, will be good. To go. We did capture Manila as well, so Manila has fallen to our mighty armed forces. So we do have the 16th Division that will arrive at Clark Airfield next turn. We do have the 33rd Division that will obviously take this base and then begin moving to Clark. Now, I might even have them move up. Right, so you're moving to Lingayen. Which I'll see over here. Doing that so I can actually reform them for the most part. Can't believe how long I've tried to actually reform them. It's been ridiculous. Let's see. I do have elements of the Naval Guard as well as the elements of the 6th Tank Regiment as well as this element of the 1st Sasebo. There's only a few troops here to be fair. Not many. What I'm going to do instead, actually, is... yeah. What we're going to do here, then, is we're going to have them move on Clark immediately. Should I just say not allowed? Oh, so I've got to actually take this base then first and foremost. Okay, fine, there's no issue there. How much is the price of this game? This game is about 60 GBP, give or take. I'm not entirely sure how much that is in dollars. I'll send you a link and put it in the actual chat. And then you guys can obviously see how much it is. I mean, that's cool to know how much it is in rubles, because I had no idea how much it was in rubles. So that's all new to me. Awesome. Okay, 2 seconds here, guys. Just me a moment. Ah, there we go. Found it. Yep, here we go. So obviously, if you want to take a look at that link, I'd imagine probably display the currency of your country. I think so. I don't know how it works, whether the link is obviously going to show the UK price or not, but we'll see. Right, so we can't move on there. We obviously have to take the base. That's not an issue. It's good to actually have that clarified for us then. Because obviously that means that help us inform the future. I should have bought this instead of Hardline 4. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean this game is just far bloody better than Hearts of Iron 4. Hearts of Iron 4 is a joke compared to this. In the Battleful, why did you folks agree to not use vehicles? I did have a battle actually against Richard York the other day. That one's really good if you want to go ahead and check that one out. We actually did use armoured vehicles, which was awesome. Very interesting battle. Unfortunately, it was cut short due to a crash, and then the bad weather at the time did prevent us from actually carrying on. But we'll have a rematch in the future, but that was awesome. But yeah, we didn't use vehicles due to the fact that, well, I've only ever played 3 multiplayer games, so it's one of those of that being my second one, which is fine. Okay, we'll not use vehicles, just make it simpler. Do you play Hearts of Iron 4? No, it's really a awful game. It's not very good. I mean, it does some things right, but yeah, it's just so bloody simplistic, it's unreal. Okay, well, right, they're still playing for Kukong, that's fine. I do have those forces heading back to Canton, obviously, Roger, you're beginning your march on Kukong. Ah, right, okay. Thank you very much for economy, man. Right, so I do have a 3rd division over here, and of course they do need to rest and recover, as they did take some damage. Can you see how effective different weapons in the game are, like better tanks, guns and squads, better statistics? To a degree, yes. If we take a look over here, then, so if I take a look at infantry... Right, assault value soft. Some penal Japanese army, infantry squad. Yeah. Can see that they, well, basically how they stack up. Obviously this will change as we go over. Yeah, I really do like myself, Dark Star, that's awesome. Then go get a value of armor, range, etc. Could you please do an instructional video on how to install the mods to this game for those of you who are computer challenged? Yeah, it's pretty simple to be honest. Really, it's quite simple. Actually, I can do a little overview now of how it works. So how it works is for the actual like map mods. So what you need to do is go here to art. So if you go to art, hello there, Sniper, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, so if you go in here to art, obviously you can see that at the bottom, you do have the actual map hexes. Now, this one is, like, there's 2 versions here. But what you want to do is basically go and download the actual map mod. And then all you do is actually just replace them here. I don't know why there's 2 here, but just ignore that. It's only using one of them. You only have one of them anyway. But just basically override them and you'll be fine. Really bad, I'll have to do a proper one in the future. Nice, man. That's pretty awesome. Okay. I'm glad that the new detachment has arrived. Obviously, it's going to take some time to come into operation. I think we'll launch another deliberate attack here. Bombardment, yeah, that's fine. Can you just go through the list so I can watch it later? Yeah, sure, man. There we go. There's not a population system as such. It doesn't actually show you that, but obviously you do have the individual soldiers. I mean, this covers the actual war. It's not like an economics. It's not like you're actually guiding. I suppose you do have economic management, but it's not like you're actually building the nation. You're just using the nation's resources to persecute the war to the best of our ability, really. Okay, so we did secure our victory over here. So our forces are marching. Yep, to south of Chengchao. It's going to take some time. A couple of days we'll be there. Now, my force is in position here to launch another attack, which they are going to do. Yeah, I do like myself HFM. I do like Divergences of Darkness. I just wish, there's like an actual port that uses, like, HPM or something like that. It's a little bit buggy. Okay. The 34th Division does need additional support, but they are on their way to link up with the 6th Division, so that's fine. So we'll actually inflict some further casualties here on the retreating Chinese forces, allow the 34th Division as well as the RGC temporary divisions of the 13th and 11th to escape. They can head back to Hankow. Now, once I do take care of Wuchao here in the south, we can actually then move back towards the north over here towards the center of China. Now, the question is going to be, do I have them follow the road network down here to Kanxian, or do we have... Well, I mean, it depends really what sort of resistance we can defeat over here to Kukong. There's about 17,000... No, sorry, only 1,740 troops. Wow, that's really freaking awesome. If that remains like that, then we'll take that no issues, which is good. So what we might do then is have these 3 divisions actually begin to march towards Hengyang or towards Changsha. Really, we need to take control of a strategic rail network. It's a shame there's no connection here, otherwise that would have been amazing. Would have been amazing for us. Are you Korean? Never been asked if I'm Korean before, but I'm gonna say no. No, dude, I'm not Korean. But that was pretty cool. I've never been asked if I was Korean. Okay. Can you speak Korean? Nope. I can barely speak English, to be fair. Oh, right. Okay, that's fantastic. So we've actually arrived at position over here, and there's no resistance at the base. Amazing. Okay, so we'll take possession of the base once more. Okay, combat. Shock attack to secure it. Very nice. Okay, that's really good. Because what we can do here then is once we have the rail line, well, once we have the base and connected to the rail line, I can actually send some reinforcements out there. Where are these guys going? They're all just on movement. Okay, we do have an AA regiment over here, which is obviously not doing a goddamn thing. If anything, I'd like to have that sent to Shanghai so I can actually have it moved out. Or even to Hankow. I'll have it shifted to Hankow, actually. And able to reach target. Well, obviously they can't reach it yet, but we'll be able to have them move up. So I'll have it sent down there. Well, we'll have it sent to Anyang. Anyang? Kaifeng, sorry. There we go. I might use Twitch in the future. The reason why I use YouTube is obviously just because this is where the majority of my actual viewer base is. So it's one of these things of where people know me, which is where I'll stream, really. Right. Okay, what we're going to do here... It's like I've got 100 and odd followers on Twitch, but the thing is, it's like, I don't stream there because obviously it's just one of these things of when I have my subscribers on YouTube, and it's kind of like, I don't know. I suppose a little bit of laziness, to a degree. Right, I can't move them yet, but I'm going to have them move, well, be ready to move. I'll send them an objective over here as well. They do have an objective on Yan'an, but this terrain is just, yeah, it's abysmal. I mean, like, mountainous terrain, rough terrain there, rough wooded terrain, rough terrain, clear terrain to the north, but yeah, just no good. No bloody good. Of course, then we do have the rivers here. So we do have this little rail network. I don't think it's actually linked up over here because I'm not seeing an actual connection. It's not displaying a connection on the map either, which is a shame. Yep, if we defeat him here at Chengchao, it looks like he's actually pulling out of Chengchao, to be fair. Did you know Fortnite added disco balls? I did not know that. Okay, for the most part, just having things run on. We do have our mixed brigade on its way to Chuxian. They're not going to be there tomorrow, but it's not going to take them too long. They'll be there in about 2-3 days. Okay, what I'm going to do then is get our men out of Midway. I've been umming and ahhing about it for a while, so I'm going to just get it done. Not patrol, obviously. So what we'll do then is we'll set them a... Thing is, I'm going to have them head towards Wake, because I can actually transfer some bombers out to Wake at some point in the future. I'm going to have them route... to there. Then about there. It might seem a little bit risky, but the reason why I'm doing that is because I want them to... I'd imagine most of the... Yeah, there's going to be a lot of American submarines around here. Have you played Fortnite? I played like 2 or 3 games or something with a friend a while ago. It's not a bad game, just not sort of my cup of tea, really. Okay, I do have this Naval Guard unit here. Yeah, pretty much. I do still have all my troop transports out here, but I do need to make use of. Right, there we go. Now, I would like to have them return to Japan, actually. We'll have them return to Nagasaki. Obviously, it's going to be risky here. So head out that way. Is PUBG or Fortnite better in your opinion? To be honest, I've not played PUBG, not really much of Fortnite, so they're kind of good at what they do. I mean, I'm not the person to be asking these questions about. And it's pretty amusing, I'm not gonna lie, but I just generally don't have a bloody clue about them, so I guess they're alright. It is amusing, though, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, fast transport over here. Okay. A couple of destroyers out here as well. I do have a couple... Right, okay, the Brunei Express troops. Okay, so you're carrying some additional elements of 124th Infantry Battalion. $1,200 troops there. I'll have them sent to Kotobaru. Right, load some additional supplies and obviously you can be sent south, but you are carrying how many men? A few hundred men, actually. That's very good. Very good. A couple destroyers here. Okay. Just have them dock for the time being so they can undergo some repairs. Actually, just disband the task force for the moment. So we'll disband them in Cameron Bay. Yeah, they'll undergo some light repairs. Can you play as Oman? No. You either play as the Japanese Empire or you play as the Allies, and the Allies obviously takes everybody on, all as one. Okay. It's hella risky because we don't have a huge amount of escort here, so let's see. Sargo. It's only an extra destroyer. But it's the best I've got, so we'll have to try and get them out. Okay, now I did wonder about the KI-43-1Cs over here to the north in Hankow. The planes aren't ready yet, obviously they're still undergoing that repair there, so we'll have to wait. Experience ain't great. Most of the squadron's pretty well experienced, but yeah. These guys ought to go in training. Honestly, that's what we need. It definitely looks like he's pulling back over here at Changchao, which does make sense. I can imagine he knows the jig is up. Right. Well... Oman's not actually... I mean, you can see Aden, obviously just in Yemen. I'm not entirely sure again Oman from. Question is, do we launch an attack here? We don't have an idea how many men he has, so it's not worthwhile. We'll give them some time to actually rest here. Okay. So he has moved across the river here to Nanning. Now, I do have an option. Can I divide the unit? I can't divide the unit, unfortunately. Yeah, that's correct. Right, let's see. If I was to move here towards Pakhoi, that'd be 92 miles. What's the terrain like? Ooh. Well, actually, we do have a clear terrain here. In jungles here, which is ain't great. But what I'm going to do here, then, is I'm going to take advantage of the fact that he's moved over here to Nanning. Well, Nanning. Move a shorter distance. Yeah, clear terrain here. What we'll do is actually hold on to this position here, then he won't be crossing back from Nanning without taking a lot of casualties. What we can do then is, once we do take control of Luzhou, I can actually cross the river here and we'll destroy his men at Nanning. It is going to take some time, but we'll eventually make our way up over here as well. So I can't move the Ki-43-1Cs as of yet, but it won't be that long. So I did have a new unit arrive over here at Tokyo. Second reconnaissance, okay, nice. These guys aren't ready yet, but they'll be able to go out in the future. So I do have my force over here. I still need some actual escorts. Okay, let's take a look at Osaka and Kyoto shipyards. Take a look at these ships under repair. Okay, so it's going to be about 6 days until we have these guys ready for duty. 11 days, 12 days. Not long then. The Akakazi be about 8 days. I could have them escorted by the APD Minikazi class. which could be quite good. Right, you're loading troops up over here. That's good to see. Obviously, have our ships moving out. Good strong force there, really. GGG my force. Did you see the interview? Yeah. That's quite amusing. Okay, you're heading to truck now. Oh no, these additional supplies aren't very fuel. Not bad, actually. Very handy. But you could actually really be made use of down here. That'd be very handy, actually. What I'll do is have it head towards truck for the time being. You're heading to truck. Lots of activity on its way to truck. First raiding. Yep, they're on their way to truck. We'll be able to make use of them. You're headed to KYJ as well. What we're going to do is have it all head to truck for the time being. Until we have really more security over KYJ, we're not going to have things really head to the Marshals yet. You're heading to Bab el Dwab. What I'll do here, well, what I'm going to do here then is, let's see. 27 aircraft. What I'm going to do is, let's see. Yeah, we might get away with it for another day. I think we'll have enough, but it might be worthwhile. Okay. 36 in April 42. I'm not going to lie, Supreme Dubsy, you do ask me a lot of questions. I really don't have anything to say. I mean, that's okay. We'll leave that one there. It's like, I don't know anything about that. Right. If we take a look at the actual morale here, morale's super high. Experience is very good as well. Okay. What I'm going to do here then is just check out the sort of status of our other squadrons. 27. You can't be resized, you're full size here. Yeah, I'm aware. We do have armament points in the pool. We're going to be producing our armament points within like a day or two. I'm trying to get away with it as long as I can, really. Right, what we'll do here then is... I'm going to give the Kanoya KUK 1 detachment the ones they need. So I think their maximum size is about 27, actually. It's hard to say. Alright, fill out with max aircraft, okay. Right, we'll give them some additional planes there. Do you like Kazakhstan? Again, these are some really interesting questions. I don't dislike Kazakhstan if you like it, if you want it like that. I don't fucking know, dude. Right, I think for the most part we have our things underway. We do have the additional reinforcements heading down here to Mersing via fast transportation, which is obviously good. For the most part, not huge amounts of things here. Okay, can I actually set something up here? So let's see. Sub-patrol, midget sub-carrier. Remain on station. Right. Now, what I want to do here, then... So we spent some supply here to build 4 midget subs. So let's see. So if I disband the task force, if I go here... Now, I don't know how this exactly works. What was that, sorry? 1 midget sub and 1 midget sub carrier. Well, that's what we got there. Hmm. Oh, anyways, are those bases automatically captured when you capture nearby bases? Yeah, kinda. If there's no enemy forces there, and you do obviously have like a certain amount of force nearby, then you will capture it automatically, which is obviously very handy. Okay. I was wondering here how we set up a midget subcarrier mission. So I think it might be that they have that option, but they actually don't have the capability to do so, because I'm not seeing it displayed there. Where do I actually have submarines? This is a question, isn't it? Do I have any at truck? No. Do I have any over here at KYJ? I do have the one. So I've not seen the option here. It might be that we need to have specific models of submarines to do that task. But that's a good learning experiment there. Right, can I handle mines? I-156. Okay, so I-156 is going to head down here, towards Batavia. And there we go. See, subtransport is actually the sub-carrying things within itself, like supply, like small amounts of supply. It must be like certain types of submarines. That's the only way I can fathom it, really. Okay, we need to figure out an actual escort for our naval headquarters. So let's see here. We'll have them put to... right. I do need to get the Yokosuka out here. Again, the question is going to be like escorts. So what we'll do then is we'll get the actual 3rd Fleet headquarters on its way to Hong Kong. I'll have them escorted by a patrol squadron out here. I do have 2 patrol boats over there. Patrol boats over here. So the task force is number 276. So double check that. Yep, 276. There we go. Yeah, it's a good point there, Cal, but you have got to bear in mind the fact that the port raids are extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. You take a look at the only time we've ever attempted a port raid, and we did take some significant damage there. A quick form says, only C1 class can carry midget subs, so I-16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, that's good to know. Very good to know. Right. Yep. I-15. She did lose part of her armament over here, so we have lost torpedo capabilities here due to the port raid. It was successful, but it's one of these things of where we can only really attempt it under very specific circumstances in the future, really. Right, 2 ships sighted there. Have you been to Portugal? Yes, I have actually. I've actually been to Albufeira. Been to Spain a few times. I don't think I've actually been to mainland Spain, at least not for a few years. But I have been to like the Canary Islands and some other bloody islands, I forget the name of. But I have been to them. Dude, I'm really, really not Korean. We ambush and chasing the task force of New Zealand. It looks to be actually heading into Auckland, so we're going to wait here at Auckland. Yeah, I know, right? Can you place subs in Noumea? We could, but the thing is, it's like we don't know what is in Noumea. So we could do it in the future, should it actually be worthwhile doing so. Like, if we can actually see what's in the port there, if there's ideally no warships, then yeah, we could actually go ahead and try it. But yeah, we need information. That is the main thing. We absolutely need information. You guys are taking the piss now, aren't you? If I sound Korean, then I have no idea. Genuinely no clue about that one. Oh dear. Okay. So they're going to be underway from Midway. We'll tell them to stop loading here. Cancel the loading. No loading, good. I can go. Then again, it might be worthwhile just to have the, I guess we'll go for broke. We'll have them set out. Just head south a little bit first. I mean, honestly, I have no idea what a Korean person sounds like, but I know for a fact I do not sound Korean. Okay. Can you make a surge arc for the sub down there in New Zealand over the ships up until the port? It's one of these things that we'll be able to react once they actually head over here anyhow. You've got to bear in mind we do have a ship over here. They look to be heading towards us. We aren't spotted, so we do have some pretty good information here. Why are you evacuated Midway? Well, if there's carriers over here, and if these carriers head north to Midway, then we're going to lose these troops. I've still got the Naval Guard over here. The 53rd Naval Guard are going to remain in position at Midway, but I'm going to take one element of the 100, so no, the 24th I can get out now. So obviously I need these troops elsewhere. They're not doing any good sat on Midway. I'm somewhat tempted to actually transfer some float planes here for the time being. So I do have some actual engineers here. Only a small amount of support, but it's still better than absolutely zero that we had beforehand. We actually do provide enough support, which is fantastic. Do you like Moroccan or Florida oranges better? I'm getting some... I'm not gonna lie, guys. These are really interesting questions, but I just don't know why I'm getting asked them now. I like oranges. I don't know, dude. It's a valid point, but the thing is I do not want to take the risk. The reason I'm moving them now is because at the end of the day, he knows these ships are here. If there was no detection, then maybe. But we're going to get underway. We can always come back and pick up the rest of the troops later. We still have the naval guard over here to hold the island. But for the most part, I don't want to get caught napping and basically have over 2,000 troops go down due to... I mean, they're not doing anything here at Midway. So I can make use of them out here somewhere. We'll see. If he does come for the Marsh Islands, obviously I'll try to position some bombers here at Wake Island. Should it be worth our time? Right. We'll have more engineers on the way, so I might as well keep on building the fortifications, I guess, for the time being. I'm not going to throw subs into Suva. I don't have any information here. It's not worth it. The good thing about Fiji is the fact that we do have the base at Naldi, obviously the Suva itself, obviously on Fiji. So we do have the advantage that we can choose the easier base on land, but it's not going to be easy because obviously it's going to have a fair amount of forces here. We'll have to see how things go. Obviously a lot of this is going to come down to reconnaissance. Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it, really? But the thing is, I'd rather take the risk of the submarines. Because it doesn't immediately guarantee death, but if these carriers come and knocking at Midway, then yeah, there's no way I can withstand them. The port would be just hit, the ships would be hit, and there'd be nothing I could do. So I'm gonna take the risk, rather than the certainty that should carriers come, would be destroyed. Okay. I don't think we're far from actually finishing the turn here. Things are mostly just ticking along quite nicely. We do have the Singapore Express, which is going to be heading down this way, which is going to be good. We do have the escort carriers moving into Saigon. What we might do with them is actually find a way to make use of them. It could strand warships in the harbour, allowing your aircraft to hit them as you approach. But the thing is, Carl, you look at the damage that we suffered down here at Pago. We're really only going to do sub-raids unless there's... If there's no warships in harbour, then maybe. But if there's warships in harbour, we're only going to send midget submarines in the future. It's just not worth the risk, my dude. Because if our submarines are damaged, then it's not easy to repair them. And that's valuable time. That is wasted. So we'll try it in the future, but we'll use the midget submarines when I can. Okay, I-159 is moving to towards Java. Real to the Macassar Strait. Loading some additional supplies here. We'll have these fast transports actually head down here to kind of those additional supplies as well. Should be good for us. Run reconnaissance over Kuching. We'll figure out what he has here. And if we can, we'll take control of Kuching. And then I can march possibly onto Sambas. And I'd like to take control of Singkawang. Or Singkawang. But, yeah. We can see there's 2,580 troops here, but obviously we don't know what the quality of them is. 2 submarines in port over there. Seems I do have some mines there. So our bombers are going to continue to rest. That's good. They're going to continue to train as well, which is going to be good for us. Three days until reinforcements arrive. Well, the replacements, I should say. Does Hanoi have a requirement? It does, actually. Okay, we are sending our sub-chasers here to try and hit that. We're going to launch a deliberate attack over here. I'll see what we need there. These forces are marching north towards Xinjiang. Tell them to move just to make sure they get there. Malaysia will be defensive in the air, over Mersing and over your airfields. Yeah, we do have some combat air patrol. I'm going to have a 8672 squadron sweep over Singapore continuously. The other one is going to run combat air patrol over Kota Bru, but around half of the squadron is going to be resting for the time being. We are going to send some additional aircraft out from a low star to hit the airfield at Medan. Other than that, not much in the way of air actions, mostly just looking after ourselves. Let's see here. Pretty experienced squadron there. Would be nice to actually have them made ready in the future. But they're doing well. They're training up. Okay, still loading. I think what I'm going to attempt to do here, then, we don't have a huge amount of fuel. Yeah, that's what we lack. I was considering having them head down here, but I don't think it's worth it. Okay, how are we doing with the unloading? Still going, not far from done. Taking far longer than I ever would have wanted it to. I need to have these men move out here. In fact, what we'll do here, then, this is quite a good opportunity. Right. Head over here to Bataan Island. Use waypoints to avoid the potential mines at Vigan. We're going to head over to Bataan Island and pick up those forces there. See, I do have some engineers at the SNLF. That'd be really handy to use. In 69 days, the Port Union will arrive and I can have them reformed into a special base force, but till that time we don't have them. No. I'll not have them ruin their planning yet because I don't know when I'd want them to move. There's actually a lot of supply here. I'll use this supply event to begin building on the airfield because that could be very handy. AV will arrive ideally next turn. 23rd Air Flotilla is not far out. Yep, 21st Air Flotilla is on its way to KYJ. Let's see. We do have some fuel at Saipan, which is obviously good. I can obviously have them link up with the forces from Tinian. So I'll have them make way for Saipan first and foremost. We can actually take on some additional fuel. I could probably drop off some of these slower patrol boats. In fact, it's a shame actually. The Shima could be dropped off. Yeah, kind of low supply, however. We're still making fairly decent speed at 3 hexes per day. That's not bad. Let's see. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them make their way to truck as well. The reason being it's not as far. Obviously, the risk isn't as great, so they'll be in the area sooner rather than later. And I could, for example, have them move down here to the Submarine Islands to begin with. What I'll probably do is have... Yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say. I might have to keep the 24th Air Flotilla in position here. And then have the 21st Air Flotilla actually make its way down here. That might be the way to go, because obviously if the presence of the American carriers does become actually known out here, and we will have to respond to it. So it's probably better to keep our forces out there, rather than switching around the political situation actually. So yeah, we'll keep the 24th there and have the 21st move to track, and then move south. Okay. I'd say with that we are, for the most part, done. Closing a little bit on San Diego. No detection here, so it's probably worth risk. Preferred one here if it can move around. Right, that's looking good. I'm not going to tell them to linger, as I do want them to actually move around, try and increase the chance they do detect something. Are you detected? You're not detected. Neither are you at San Francisco. So I-26 and I-6 are detected. Very good. What depth are we looking at the ocean here? Ocean shallow here, okay. They obviously will have something head towards the north at some point soon. It's going to take a couple of days to arrive, but that'll be alright. Okay, I'll run ASW patrols over each of these islands then. At least I'll build up that experience, and it will run a submarine detection network across here, which is going to be quite good. You're sending supplies to Chichijima. That's still elements of the Chichijima Special Base Force here, actually. Quite a lot of it, actually, so we'll have to return in the future for them. Right, they're heading to the Pacific to actually go ahead and mine, lay mines in the future. Right, so do you have those forces heading to Nagasaki? What I am going to do then is actually take the 4 destroyers out here. I'm going to have them sent to Tokyo. They can actually escort our seaplane carrier and the oilers. There we go. We'll pick up the ships then from the carriers. We'll be able to run the K-27s in nice support of them. I mean, then they're crap, absolutely crap, but in 2 to 3 days we'll actually have the K-43-1Cs in operation over the Philippines, so it's not too bad. We'll obviously get them there, and yeah, be able to rock and roll. I'd say with that we are, for the most part, really done here. I can't say there's anything else that we really need to do that's like, absolutely. So I think we're good. I think we are good. Right. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. It is been rather an interesting one. Had some very interesting questions. There's a lot to come here. There's going to be a lot to come. Not looking forward to it. Sorry, I'm not going to lie, I'm looking forward to it just to really see how things go. Because it's going to be very interesting. See, the good news is now, because I have these additional transports here, I can actually have them load up the about 8F SNLF, or even just some additional engineers, AA, that sort of jazz. I mean, this AA could be really handy in Malaya, but the artillery, very handy, construction, yeah, all that sort of stuff. It could be sent down to Malaysia, etc. We'll be able to make use of it. Okay. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching. What we will do then in the following turn is obviously see how the things turn out, see how the results are, and then what we'll probably do then is restart the armament production. I'm going to leave it an additional day, because I think we can get away with additional day to 2 days. We'll see how we go on, but one to 2 more days and we'll begin the armament production again. Ideally we see some good results. We do have a lot of things moving in our favour now, so let's just hope for the absolute best here, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing you in the next turn. Goodbye for now. Until next time, stay classy.